What's up everyone, welcome to episode 10 of Chatting for a Blank, a series that I do weekly within the Discord Washworth. Link will be in the description if you're interested in joining. This is basically a weekly series that I host in the Discord and take recommendations from someone within the group and do a Chatting for a Blank episode. So if you haven't seen an episode before, this is basically a series I do where I take a completely blank sheet and I chart it from basically zero, right? So no history on the chart whatsoever. Go back and look at multiple time frames and different areas of analysis using order flow, market structure, price action, just basically volume, things that I use on a day-to-day basis for day trading, and it will be a pretty educational and structural lesson for you into how to approach a chart, which is the main reason why I basically do these episodes. So as always, we're going to start off on the higher time frame. So for me, this episode is going to be covering LDO, so a alt chart that I've done previously, only once actually, and something, a potential contender for future spot buys for me going into the next market cycle. So yeah, let's get into it. So as I said, start on the higher time frame, usually looking at the monthly. That's basically as high as time frame I'd go on a chart like this, especially with not much history, but clearly we can see somewhat demand towards the 1.2 area, which could very much be a nice area for potential spot purchases, right? We can see previously sort of what happened when we came into this previous demand area on LDO. Sort of impulsive move up, sold off, tested monthly demand, extend higher again, breaking down into sort of this monthly area. So we could be looking at spot buys in towards this region. So that's definitely a area that I would have interest in buying spot towards this monthly further leg up below, from around the 1.16 mark to 0.9. The weekly. So the weekly chart and start to look at the volume profile and see if we have some key levels. So definitely looking at an area of interest on LDO here, like coming into what we could say is a potential support area. Around the 1.46 mark. And then again, I'd say definitely a level towards this 1.1 mark, previous resistance, and acted as support on this test back in September, October time 2022. So looking at this chart, we can see on the side here, using the volume profile, we have a fairly low volume node area, so there's not much history or trading being done previously within this area, and we can see almost every time we break through this level, we see a fairly we can see here we break down and reverse within 1 week almost, because of how liquid this area is. And then again, once we reclaimed and started breaking back inside, we can see the drop. So and then back again here, right, break back into this low volume node area, and we see that a liquid move through. So basically, when we look at this chart, we could say that if LDO starts accepting below this 1.46 level, highly likely we're going to trade back towards this 1.1 area and our spot buy level in this monthly order block. So we're looking for basically eventually on the higher time frame at some point a move on LDO below this area and into this monthly order block below, and sort of, you know, as I mentioned, a very swift move through here. I would not be looking at picking up anything between this 1.46 and 1.1 level. It's a very risky area to be looking at trades. It's best to wait for like, you know, this area below if you're looking to pick up spot, you know, sub 1.12. Momentum oscillator is not really showing much on the weekly time frame. The daily did start to show some signs of reversal here on LDO for sure. We can see that we still do have right now on the awesome oscillator, you know, a bit of a momentum divergence really showing, with price making lower lows on the daily chart, and on the awesome oscillator making higher lows. Sort of the daily fair value gap was invalidated. The daily divergence was invalidated on this recent drop down, but we still have a nice momentum divergence here. I think if this momentum divergence was going to play out, I'd look for something along the lines of this on the daily chart. A reclaim of this 1.52 area. You could probably look for a move towards this daily fair value gap above, I think, around here. No, clearly strong SR level here, right? So you could probably look at, like to label stuff, makes things easier to understand and follow. Break towards this sort of range high area, and then the daily fair value gap on a reclaim of this, you know, previous range low area around this 1.52 level. If we break back above here, look to take a long, invalidation below, and your targets are there for a 13% move. Only if we reclaim that area, right? Because as of right now, clearly putting in a bearish retest for LDO here. You know, previous structured low area, sort of rejecting off this already on the daily time frame. The 4 hour sort of tells an easier story, right? Currently rejecting off the bottom of this previous range low area. I think on a reclaim, 4 hour and daily chart, we can look for a long towards 1.68 and then towards the 1.75 level. That'd be a really nice trade to take for sure. You know, you have this clean deviation here below this range low, along with the momentum divergence we just spotted on the daily time frame, right? But important with these momentum divergences that very important on these momentum divergences that you have some structure change as well, because these can just fizzle out, right? Like we saw on the daily chart. We can see that even though we did have a momentum divergence here on the daily chart, still fizzled out. You know, good to have some structure. What else we got? Looking at the VWAP values. Four hour looks good, right? Like this 4 hour structure looks good. Yeah, so it's nice that we've sort of broken back above these highs here. We can look to jump up and reclaim and move higher on LDO for sure. So yeah, coming into our conclusion now for LDO, we have a couple of plans that clearly we have interested in. The first plan is obviously the one we covered at the start of the episode, right? So spot buys anywhere towards this monthly order block below, sort of this 1.2 to 0.9 region. I think spot buys specifically towards this 1.1 could be a really nice place to get in for LDO. You know, if we start breaking back below this 1.46 level, I would not be surprised to see this swiftly move towards the 1.1, which could most definitely be a short trade to take. you know, breaking back below this region here, I think we could look for shorts lower towards that 1.1 area, which in a whole could be, you know, up to a 20%, 25% move, which could be a really nice catch if the market wants to sell off, and for sure not an abnormal move in this market. The long side of things, clearly for me, would be simply a reclaim of this range low area and a break back above that Monday high level. Breaking above this range low here, I think would confirm a really sweet deviation, and we could look to target the range high and then the daily fair value gap above. Range low marking the 152, right? So as of right now, a bit of a no man's land for me. Looking for shorts above here, longs above here, apologies, and shorts below here, and spot buys towards that 1.16 area. Really hope you guys enjoyed this episode 10 on LDO. As always, a weekly series for the people over in Walsh Wealth, and they get to choose what altcoin I do weekly. Gonna, you know, as I said, make these public now and then. Obviously this one is going to be public if you are watching this and not in the Discord, but feel free to check out the description. I have all my links there, Twitter, referral link to joining the Discord. I will catch you guys in the next one. Thanks everyone.